Hi, welcome to Rainshadow Living. I'm Trish Cole.
And I'm Ginny Erickson, a realtor with Windermere Port Townsend. And today we have a very special guest.
Welcome to Port Townsend. There's our one.
We do, and I want to thank everyone for listening today. Did you know one of the most unique art experiences in Washington is tucked into the forest just outside of downtown Port Angeles? You can imagine walking through a sculpture park where art and nature blend together in the most unexpected ways. Well, today we're going to be talking to Rachel Storck from the Port Angeles Fine Arts Center about how this special place brings creativity, nature, and community together in the Olympic Peninsula. Welcome, Rachel.
Hello, thank you.
So,
Why
why
don't we?
don't you tell us a little bit about you and the organization?
Sure. So I have been working here at the Art Center for just about 5 years, and I am the Associate Director of Operations,
Okay.
which in nonprofit language means whatever needs to get done, basically. But I have a great team. We have our Executive Director, Christine Lowy. We have our Gallery Associate, Annika Van Dyken. Our Youth Program Director is Mandy Miller. We have our Curator, Lindsay Shepard, and our Finance Manager, Josh Appling. So that's our team. We're small but mighty. So we do a
Yeah.
lot for the amount of people that we've got on the ground here. And a little bit about the organization. So as you mentioned, we are an art gallery and a sculpture park. So the gallery building was actually donated by Esther Webster. It was a residential home, but when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, she put everything together to donate the home and the land to become an art center for Port Angeles. So we have our gallery building and then the 5 acres of the sculpture park, where we have rotating sculptures in and out through all seasons. And that's a public park, so it's open every day of the year. Everyone's welcome to come, you know, walk your dog, bring a date, bring your kids, let them run around. So lots of things going on just in our space, plus all of our programming that's going on that I'm sure that we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah, and gorgeous views too. Amazing views
Yes,
of the water. Yeah.
absolutely.
So was Esther an artist herself?
Yes, she was. So Esther Webster, uh, she was, I believe she was originally from Oregon. And then when she was young, she moved to New York and studied art in New York. She reconnected with Charles Webster, who she knew previously from being in the area here. They re-met in New York, and eventually that led to them getting married. So she moved back out here to be with Charles. And Charles Webster, his family ran the newspaper in town. So that family was very prominent. And Esther came here and also got involved in the newspaper to help out with things. But she was an artist in her own right. We have a large collection of her artworks, sketches, um, other artwork that she's collected. We have a really large collection in our archive. And the North Olympic History Center has the second largest collection of her artwork. They also have it archived so you can view all of these online also.
Oh, very cool. Well, and I know I've been to several of your installations. Can you tell us a little bit about like how you discover artists that you're going to show and how often you change out your programs and things like that on and I'm talking about the art gallery, not well, I guess art gallery and or sculpture gallery. It's both, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we will run generally 4 to 5 indoor art exhibits each year. So each exhibit is on for about a month and a half to 2 months, give or take, depending on the exhibit. And then for the outdoor exhibits, we do 2 installations a year. We'll do our summertide sculptures. Those come in June and they stay for a year. And then we do our light art sculptures, and those are all light based. And those are here for just really the months of November and December as part of our wintertide programming. But to your question about the artwork in the gallery, our curator does most of the legwork on finding our artists. So she will come up with a theme, an idea of interest, maybe a specific artist spurs an idea, and then she will build the exhibits around that. But we do have a range of different types of exhibits. So you could have like a solo artist come and it's just the one person in the whole gallery. You could have well, for example, I don't know if either of you had the chance, but the Hidden World exhibit by Jennifer Angus, that was in our gallery last summer. So that's an example of one specific artist we brought in to take over the whole gallery. We also do juried exhibits, so people can apply and then we will jury through those submissions and pick who we want. And then the other shows, we will potentially specifically curate a handful of people. So our current show, I believe we have 7 artists on display for this show.
Yeah. And do you do a call to artists for the juried section?
Yes, so we will call to, we have different lists. It depends on the call. It can be local, can be regional, can be national or international. So yeah, it really depends on the theme and what the curator is looking for.
Nice.
If someone's from out of the area and they have never heard of this, but they are traveling through Port Angeles, what would you like to share and tell people? A lot of our viewers are from out of the area, but they're visiting the peninsula. And so we want to spread the word about all the great things we have to offer here. So keeping that in mind, what would you like to say to that person who's exploring through the area?
Oh, that's a great question. I think that I would say that our organization has a very specific sort of magic, and that is partially due to the setting. So, of course, incredible art galleries all over the state. Seattle, incredible artwork, great museums. However, our experience is really more intimate and specific. So when you come and see us, you're getting a fine art exhibit that you get to walk in and look at artwork inside of an architectural, I guess I would say artwork also. The building was an architectural design by Paul Hayden Kirk, and he is known for this Pacific Northwest modernist style. So you've got artwork, you've got architecture, and then you have nature. We have this beautiful park. It's very calming, beautiful little trails. It's all of these things in one, and it is a place that I guess it feels like you're somewhere else. It doesn't feel like you're in a town. We're kind of like tucked in, but we are right here in town, so we are right next to everything else. I would just say that it's worth a stop. I think it inspires a lot of creativity in people, and I always think that's worth it.
I agree. I think when I experienced it, I felt that magic. And I've been there many times, and I love it. From looking at the home itself, you walk up and you see the home and you go, oh, this is interesting. This isn't like what you'd expect for an art gallery. And then you walk in, and to me, it's kind of like intimate's a good description. Cozy is another one that I thought of, because it's clean and sparse like you'd expect from a gallery, but not. It feels like you walk around the corner and you're open to this area that's just beautiful with natural lighting and indirect lighting, and it's just really nice. And then to experience the sculpture garden itself it's like magical. It's wonderful because every time you turn the corner, you don't know what to expect. So, and then I also experienced some of your um, events that you have there. So can you speak to those a little bit? Because those were really fun.
Yes, absolutely. Well, where to start is really the question. In addition,
Wintertide.
Wintertide. Okay. Uh, we can start with festivals, yes. So we do 3 festivals each year. All of our festivals are sort of tied in with the change of the seasons. We have our Summertide Festival, Fall Festival, and Wintertide. So since you mentioned it, I will start with Wintertide. That is our biggest festival of the year. It's such a fun time to be here in this space. Wintertide, it's the festival, which is a 1 day event where we have people come on property, we have food and drink vendors, we have different performers, we've had fire performances, we've had marching bands, we've had this past year we had swim acrobatics come and they were in like
Nice.
neon glow outfits doing acrobatics throughout the woods. So all of that, plus we do art-based stations, I guess. So we had a glow tent where you could do glow painting. In addition to the 1 day festival, we have the Makers Market in the gallery. So that's where we have about 30 different artists come in. They can sell their items. The market's open for 3 to 4 weekends. So this is really for local artists to be able to share their artwork. And yeah, it's a great, I always say, buy local, buy local art. And that's just a great time of year specifically to do that. And then we have our light art experience, which is throughout the woods. And we have our lit installations. These are really specific. We bring them in for like November through just past the New Year's. It's free. Anyone can come walk through the woods. Every night they'll be lit. You can walk through and it adds this like just glow of lights that you follow along the paths. So that's Wintertide. For our fall festival, also we like to incorporate, I guess I'll say all the festivals are outdoor based. So we're celebrating this environment and setting that we have. Fall festival, the focus is on our pumpkin contest and pumpkin walk. So we will have people submit their carvings because we think that's pretty artistic and a great way to
Mhm.
get creative. You can submit your pumpkin, and then we line it up on the paths of the woods, and people can walk through and look at their pumpkins and vote for their favorite ones. We have local artists come and they do the judging, and then we give awards for your best pumpkins. Also, with Fall Festival, we have gone on this theme of kind of like shadows and light. So that time of year when it's getting darker and the people are kind of coming inward a little bit, it's our way of reminding people of light and community. And so we've been employing a lot of different, like shadow-based performances. We've had cranky workshops. We've had, well, crankies is the big one I can think of. But anyway, shadow-based performances.
Cookie workshop.
So
I have to know. I have to know.
they're it's an old form of storytelling. So
Oh,
it's essentially like you'll set up a box kind of. It's like a light box, a shadow box.
okay.
And then you have a moving scroll that tells a story.
Oh, okay.
So we had that for one of our fall festivals. So
Nice.
that's a fun one because it is this really specific art form,
Okay.
but tied into this, season and the holiday tradition of pumpkins. So yeah, we're looking for ways to connect artwork and creativity to everybody, so everybody can access that, and in a way that brings people together. Like, come out, come join us, come hang out in the woods and experience something new. So that's Fall Festival. And
Yeah.
then Summertide.
And coming up is spring, so
Yeah.
let's talk about that.
Summertide is the full name is the Summertide Solstice Art Festival. And we are celebrating the change of the seasons. We're finally coming into summer. As I mentioned before, this is where we bring in our new sculptures for the year. So it kind of varies. We'll bring usually between 3 to 6 new sculptures to put in the woods. Also part of Summertide is our Poetry in the Park program.
Mm.
So we work with Olympic Peninsula authors, and they help us curate 18 poets, and we get their works put on signs that we install throughout the park so people can view them throughout the year. Because poetry is artwork, I will say that.
Yeah,
If anybody's wondering what the
I
connection is,
agree.
poetry is art. And then it's a really joyous time. We bring musicians. We have bubble machines in the meadow. We have art making stations. We make our classic art station is the solstice crown. So people can make their own like flower and fern crown that they can then walk around. So yeah, again, just a way to bring people together and celebrate the season and have touch points of art throughout that event.
I know I went to Wintertide not last year, but the year before, and there was an amazing band. It was like kind of like being, I've never been to Mardi Gras, but what I would envision a Mardi Gras band to sound like. And it was crazy. And they started way up in the woods by the art gallery, and you could hear them and see them twining down through the woods down to the meadow where there was a stage set up. And around that area, there were light stations and things that you could do and all kinds of stuff. And people were dressed in glow costumes. So, like, maybe there was a butterfly, there was somebody else with something else. And it was just a really cool experience. My husband came with me and he hadn't really experienced anything like that. Neither had I. And it was just a lot of fun. And the whole crowd got involved. It was just everyone was clapping their hands and stomping their feet and dancing. And it was just a lot of fun. A
Oh, I'm
really
so
unique experience.
yeah, I'm really glad you were able to come and yeah, be a part of it.
Yeah, it was fun. I haven't done this summer one yet, but I will definitely try to put that on my list. So,
Definitely. Put it on
yeah.
your calendar. Let me make sure I have the right date. This year it is Saturday, June 13th.
Okay.
Mark your calendars. Oh, and also, forgot to mention, both our summer and fall festival are free. So we don't charge any tickets. We are asking for donations at the door just to help us keep these things going, but it's free. Everyone can come. We want as little barriers to entry as possible. So bring your friends, bring your family. No tickets needed.
I love that. It's very inclusive, which is really nice. So, yeah. And then can you speak a little bit about, I know Jenny usually asks this question, but so I'm going to ask you. If I'm coming from out of town, she kind of mentioned that. Where would I park? What do you suggest? Like if I was coming from Seattle and wanted to enjoy one of the festivals or just come see the art gallery and the sculpture garden, which in and of itself is a destination, what would you say to someone like that?
Okay, great question because our parking sometimes confuses people. Our parking lot, it's a small lot, but it's right off of Lordson Boulevard. So if you input our address or our name, it will take you to the parking lot essentially. We have a very large white water tower that is in the front lawn. So you're going to park next to the water tower, but that is not the building. I myself made this mistake before I worked here. I walked all the way around the building trying to find the door, and I couldn't find it because it's a water tower.
Right.
So you're going to park in that parking lot. And then we have, there are steps that lead up into the woods, and you can follow that path. And if you just keep walking for, let's say, 40 feet, you'll get to an opening where you can see the building up the driveway. So that's how you would come into us. I'll also mention that we have redone our trails in the past few years. So our trails are now more accessible. They're ABA grade, but if you're looking for accessibility, we also have the Disabled Hikers group, who's actually based out in Sequim. They came and did a audit sort of the trails, and they have a more detailed explanation of all of the different grades and pinch points so that you can look at that and decide if that will be accessible to you. And that's on our website as well. Our gallery is open Thursdays through Sundays, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the woods are open from sunrise to sunset every day. I'll say maybe if you're coming from out of town, I would recommend checking our website to see if the exhibit is current, because when we're switching exhibits, we'll be shut down for a weekend or two in between. So you want to just make sure that it will be open when you're going to be here. But I would recommend maybe you can stay here for as long as you want or as short as you want. It could take you 15 minutes to walk around the park and say you're done, or you could spend a half day here just moseying through the park, taking your time in the gallery. We also have nature checkout kits, so you can check out a backpack and you can journal and you can color. It's great for if you have kids and you want to come do a picnic here. Check out a journal kit. Have them, try their hand at watercolors. Bring your lunch and eat it in the park. So if you're really looking to spend some time, I'd say you could spend a good half day here.
So speaking of kids and speaking of the community, I know that you do more than just festivals and gallery exhibits. You actually have workshops and trainings for folks of all ages. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. So we do have we'll usually try to do a workshop or two for adults, or I'd say like adolescents and up. Those are usually tied to the theme of the exhibit. And we often try to employ local artists for that, teaching artists. And then we also do have kids after school workshops, as well as summer camps. We have 2 weeks of summer camp that is here on site. So it's this fun combination of artwork and nature, and it's it's a lot to have kids.
Like fun.
Yeah, but they're in the woods, so they have the time and space to be outside. And then we also do our youth program in the schools. So Mandy, our youth director, goes into classrooms and will hook up with different teaching artists to bring them in as well. And so she's assisting with art lessons specifically aligned with the teacher's curriculum through our Creative Start program. In addition to that, we also offer field trips. So field trips are free. Teachers can reach out and set it up, and we do field trips of the gallery, of the woods. Always there's an art project involved because that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of different touch points for youth art education.
That's really exciting. I love that you bring the whole community in, whether it's just opening the art gallery or the gallery and the walk for anyone to come, or taking it to the classes, all of that. It's really neat that you have the community involved. And with that in mind, if someone wanted to volunteer or donate, what are your suggestions on those two topics?
My suggestions are, please donate. Please volunteer. We do have tabs on our website, which is www.pafac.org. If you'd like to volunteer, you can sign up right there. It has the list of all of our needs. We often need people to come be gallery docents, which is basically just you're sitting at the desk and you're welcoming people who are coming in, and you chat to them about the art center. It's pretty easy. If you're a people person, that's probably where I would put you. If you're a little bit more of an introvert, or an outside person, we have Webster's Woods cleanup days where people come and help us trim back bushes or pick up trash or move sculptures. So we need help like that all the time. We also need help at festivals. So if you're looking for like a one-off day event that you want to come help, or you have, you know, a group of you wants to come get involved, festivals are great. We always need people on the ground just to help make those happen. So all of those can be signed up for on our volunteer page, or you can email us. We're a small team, so if you email the wrong person, I promise it will get to the right person. I promise. And then for donations, we are always accepting donations. We run off of donations, memberships, and grants. We are a nonprofit, so every little bit of funding helps. And what I'd like to stress is that having people donate to us, whether that's through a membership donation or their time or their maybe a one-off donation, by you donating, it means that we can keep our doors open for everybody. So it costs money to run a gallery. It costs money to pay artists what they deserve to be paid. It costs money just to keep the lights on and the heat and to have staff. So with all of these costs, when you donate, you are making sure that we are staying open and available for people who don't always have the funds, you know, to pay an entry fee, or, you know, can't give a donation when they come in to do the Summertide Festival. So yeah, I want people to understand that we're asking for donations so that we can keep doing this programming for everybody.
Nice. We're at about a half an hour, so I just want to ask, is there anything that we've forgotten to touch on that you want to bring up or share? Or any final thoughts about your wonderful facility?
I mean, I think we went over lots of things. You all had great questions. Maybe I'd like to just end by saying there are many, many ways that you can get involved with us, and it doesn't have to be a big donation. If you would like to volunteer, that's wonderful. If you buy a ticket for one of our events, that's incredible. We will keep doing events if you keep buying tickets. If you tell your friends or neighbors about us and bring them to the gallery, that is also incredibly helpful for us. So I thank you to the community who does this and shows up, and welcome to anybody who hasn't been, or any visitors. Please come by, please see us. We want to see you. We're here for you. And whether you think you're an artist or not, we have something for you, I promise.
And I can tell you from personal experience, I'm an artist, and having a venue like this as an outlet, for instance, the makers market that you have in the winter, it's such a great way for people who want to experience fine art and have it in their own home at a reasonable price, because it's usually set that, a certain amount, isn't it, during that maker's mark, to try to keep it more affordable for the general public. But they are truly all unique individual works of art that you offer. And I know I've gone there and I've purchased art that I would never be able to create. So, it's really a good venue for that exploration. And then also just being able to experience it, I think, and over, different seasons create a different look within the sculpture garden, and the way that the exhibits change throughout the season affords opportunity for a unique experience that there aren't many options like that I'm aware of in our state. I mean, you can go to downtown Seattle and see a sculpture garden, and then you can go to the art gallery, but they're, a few miles apart. Whereas here it's all in one, and it's out in these lovely woods. So I would encourage anyone who's thinking of visiting our area to check it out and spend time. And I love the idea that you can have a picnic there too. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, there are a lot of benches throughout the walk. So if you want to take your time, or if you're an artist, maybe you want to go there and draw one of the sculptures, or have a great sketch opportunity or watercolor opportunity, like you said, or just enjoy nature. Because I was really surprised you're in the city, but how quiet it is, and how you feel like you're in the woods when you're there. So yeah,
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
someone who's experienced it,
Awesome.
is definitely a must-see experience.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you joining us and making this episode really shine.
Well, thank you. Thank you both. I really appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for highlighting all of these incredible experiences on the peninsula.
Yeah.
We're a little remote, but we're incredible. There's so much to do and see. So thank you both.
Yes, and I will be visiting soon.
Please do, yes. And ask for me. I'll come say hi.
Yeah,
Oh,
we definitely have a lot to offer here, and that's why Ginny and I like, it is we do kind of a lifestyle promotion of the Olympic Peninsula because there really isn't, I don't think you can capture the essence of what we have available here as far as the outdoors and the indoors and combining that and the sense of community that a lot of our um, organizations really enhance and welcome. And just once again, the inclusivity, being able for anyone to come and enjoy it, which is really nice, whether it's field arts or, you know, um, the Port Angeles Fine Arts Center. And once again, that website is
www.pafac.org.
awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Rachel. And don't miss our next coming episode of Rainshadow Living. And don't forget to subscribe.